Hey, we are back for alignment training, the second training, this one on alignment in parenting and relationships. So last week we talked about alignment, and we talked about alignment being getting in alignment with your highest self, or old lady you, old person you, end of your life you. So alignment is who you are now lining up with who you want to be in alignment. That works for yourself, but that also works in your relationships and your parenting. So let's talk about alignment in parenting, how we can feel in alignment. So we have our highest self, right? The person that we are truly, who we want to be, and who we truly are, right? Our highest selves, not perfect self, but highest self. And within that, we also are a being that interacts with other humans. So when it comes to parenting, probably all women, all mothers, feel extreme guilt when it comes to parenting. Am I messing them up? Am I failing them? Have they watched much TV today? I need to do this for them because I love them. And on and on and on. There are so many reasons to feel guilt about parenting. And we're comfortable with our guilt. It feels normal. But parenting does not have to feel like guilt and worry all the time. I'll probably be worried until the day I die, but let's talk about like the guilt part of parenting. How do I get my parenting in alignment? Parenting in alignment looks like this. I want you to think back on your childhood, and I want you to think of how your childhood felt. Like 3 words, 1 word. How did it feel? The words you came up with probably encompass most of your childhood, right? Like overall, it felt safe, comfortable, loving. Overall, it felt like there were times of struggle, and there were times of fun, and there were also, I knew I was loved, right? So you might have these different combos of words. When it comes down to it, your children are not going to remember the days where you needed a break and they watched way too much TV. They're going to remember how their childhood felt, how you made them feel, how they felt in your home, how they made you feel. They'll remember that as well. When you get your parenting in alignment, the thing to focus on here is, how do I want my children's childhood to feel? Or how do I want them to feel when they leave my house? For me, I want my children to feel unconditional love. I want them to feel capable, and I want them to feel empowered. These are actually words that just came to me right now, right? That's how I want them to feel. Unconditionally loved, capable, and empowered. Now, my parenting needs to align with that, what I want for them. Am I being unconditionally loving, or do I place conditions on my love for them? It's time to get honest, right? Like we're not perfect. Sometimes we're going to yell at our kids. Sometimes we're going to guilt them or shame them or blame them. We're humans, right? We're humans, and we can also choose to be in alignment with our highest self, or when we get off path, get back in alignment. So if I want my children to feel unconditionally loved, am I loving them unconditionally? If I want them to feel capable, am I giving them opportunities to feel capable? Am I giving them responsibilities that prove that I believe they're capable, and therefore they learn that they are capable? And what was my last one? Empowered. Do I empower them with the opportunity to make some decisions for their life? Do I empower them with trust if they've earned it, right? I empower them to earn trust, to show they're trustworthy. I empower them to make wise decisions for their life, and sometimes they will mess up, but they are also capable of coming up with solutions for the problems in their life. Our children's childhood doesn't need to be a perfectly scheduled event, day in and day out. What do I want their childhood to feel like? And what actions do I need to take for it to feel that way? That is how we get our parenting in alignment. And I would think for most of us, our highest self does not want us to sacrifice our soul for our children's souls. It becomes a much more beautiful partnership when we get in alignment with our highest self and let our highest self help us parent, maybe in what's not always the easiest way. Getting your children to do chores is not necessarily the easiest, but it's in alignment with who I want them to be and how capable I want them to feel. That's an alignment. So who do you want them to be and how do you want them to feel when they move out of your house? Now let's talk about relationships, friendships, spouse, significant other. So maybe your closest intimate relationship, how do you want that to feel? Get in alignment with that. I want mine to feel fun and easeful and open. Trust and communication. Maybe I have a lot of words. How do I act in alignment with communication? How do I act in alignment with love and trust? How do I act, right? I have no control over my loved one. Zero. In my second marriage, I know you have zero control. You might be able to shame, blame, and guilt people, but that does not last, right? Shame, blame, and guilt does not mean they're a different person. It means they're acting out of shame, blame, and guilt. And it's hard for people to love you when you shame, blame, and guilt them. So I can't control him, but how do I show up and communicate? How do I show up with trust? How do I show up with ease and openness? And then if I find that I'm in a relationship that is not in alignment with my highest self and what I deserve and how I deserve to be treated, then I need to make decisions based off that. Then I need to talk to my significant other and say, hey, this is like what I want to feel in a relationship. What do you want to feel? Because if that's not in alignment at all, then it might be time to shift some priorities of each other or figure out this may not be a relationship that's in alignment with who your highest self is and who their highest self is. I'm not saying to end your relationship. It's just get honest, right? Because if this piece of your life is completely out of alignment with your highest self, you're going to be running your head into a brick wall every single day with this relationship. Let's talk about friendships. Same thing. What do I want my friendships to feel like? For me, I like trust. I like ease in my friendships as well. And I like kind heart. So I want to be able to trust my friends. I want them to have a kind heart. And I don't want my friendship to feel like work all the time. So if I have lots of friendships that feel like constant work and that's not in alignment with me, then I may need to discuss with these friends, like how a friendship works with me, or I either need to get in alignment with how they view friendship, or I need to get in alignment with how I view friendship, or we might evolve into like this mesh. My friends know I have very little expectations of you, and please don't put a ton of expectations on me, but I will be the first person there if you need something. I may not go shopping with you. I may not call and text you all day long. In fact, I won't. But I'm there when it counts, and I will never expect anything of you. I don't expect things of you besides your trust, me trusting you, and you having a kind heart. And I trust that my friends are acting, since I choose friends that I believe are kind-hearted, it's easy for me to view their actions as if they were kind-hearted. Even when they mess up, I realize these are kind-hearted people, they just messed up. This is how you get your friendships, your most intimate relationship, and parenting in alignment. Really getting honest about the feeling of these relationships, the feelings you want it to feel like. How do you want to act? How do you want to show up? Not what necessarily what's easy, but what feels in alignment with your highest self. And then that is how you work on those, and you realize when you're not in alignment with someone else, maybe that's why y'all are just both banging your heads against the wall trying to make something work, when really we need to talk about an alignment issue. And maybe this means some adjusting. Maybe this means understanding what's important to them and they understand what's important to you. And you come in alignment because you are willing to meet each other in the middle. In friendship, in your significant other relationship. And then with children, it's a little different, right? Because it's my job to teach them. But also, your children are going to have needs. And how can you help meet them without sacrificing your entire alignment of yourself? Right? If your child needs more alone time and you just want to be with them, so we meet in the middle. There's alone time and there's time together. We meet because we love each other. We don't have to be the same to love each other. We just need to be understanding of the differences in each other. We need to understand how you feel loved and how I feel loved, and be willing to both give a little there. Some not so rigid, right? This alignment that's a little fluid because you're dealing with other people. Fluid alignment. Is that alignment? I don't know. It was like a wiggly line, a wiggly alignment. And that's alignment with your spouse, loved ones, kids, friends, and that's it. That's all I have to say. Next week, we're going to talk about food and body peace and alignment when it comes to our beliefs about food, and alignment when it comes to our beliefs about body. Bring them together and live this beautiful life in alignment with our highest self.